following her out into the cool night air. "Come back in and finish the date." "No, thank you." Sophie picked up speed, nearly jogging in her high heels to get away from him. She'd had a long day, and this blind date she'd let her coworker Lise rope her into was the crappy cherry on top of a crap day. She just wanted to go home, kick off her heels, veg on the couch in front of a movie, and forget this day, and specifically this date, had ever happened. "Come on, stop playing hard to get. I make good money and I'm a good-looking guy. I'm a real catch. I know you want me." "Yeah, right," Sophie muttered with disgust as she cut through the rows of vehicles to get to where her own car was parked in the outer lane of the lot. Her shortcut ended when he grabbed her arm and jerked her around, the action so abrupt she was brought up against his chest. He immediately grabbed her other arm to keep her there when she tried to pull away. "Come on, sweetheart. You're not fooling anyone with this ice maiden act," he assured her, his hands dropping from her arms to her behind to force her groin tight against his. Whatever he would have said next ended on a curse as she kneed him in the balls. The moment he released her to grab for his injured testicles, Sophie turned to rush away. She was pissed, but she was also eager to get to the safety of her car before Carl recovered. She'd made it past the first double row of vehicles when Carl again grabbed her arm and jerked her around. Sophie took in a lungful of air as she spun, fully intending on blasting the asshole for both his persistence and his laying hands on her. But the words died abruptly when she found herself staring at nothing. Carl was gone. Sophie peered around the parking lot with bewilderment, rubbing her arm where he'd grabbed her. He had done that, hadn't he? She suddenly wondered with confusion. Where the hell had he gone? He couldn't have got back inside the restaurant in the few seconds it had taken her to turn. Scowling with both irritation and suspicion, she gave the parking lot a much slower perusal, wondering if he'd ducked around the nearest car intending to leap out at her or something. However, a more thorough search, which included dropping to her haunches to look under the cars on either side of her, didn't reveal any sign of him crouching nearby. Straightening slowly, Sophie glanced around again, now unsure what to do. The man's sudden absence was almost supernatural in nature and was giving her the heebie-jeebies. A short whistle caught her ear, and Sophie peered into the darkness. She couldn't see anything until a flashlight suddenly popped on in the grassy area next to the parking lot. Not a flashlight, Sophie realized as she took in the two men under a tree. It was a phone flashlight, she noted, as her gaze slid over a handsome, dark-haired man in all black clothes and an equally handsome blonde who was also dressed all in black. The dark-haired guy was smiling at her cheerfully. The blonde, however, had an exasperated look on his face.
"This fellow seemed to be annoying you, so I thought I'd better step in,"
the cheerful man announced, shifting his phone so that the light splashed over the person at the end of his extended arm. Sophie's eyes widened incredulously as she saw that Carl was dangling in the air, kicking and struggling to pull the hand away from his throat and free himself. The phone's light shifted back to the other two men now, and the dark-haired man asked,
"Was I wrong? Should I let him go?"
"Oh, hell no," Sophie said at once, and then caught herself and added more calmly, "You were right. He was being a pain."
"Well, then I shall happily hold on to him until you're safely away,"
her Sir Galahad in black told her with a charming smile. "Sounds good. Thanks," Sophie offered with a nod.
"My pleasure,"
Sir Galahad said easily, raising his arm again and then scowling and turning to stare at Carl briefly when the dangling man managed to kick him in the side. After a moment of his staring, Carl went still, and the story